Welcome to Super Nintendo World. This is the Mario world that me and the homie Johnny have been building for almost 2 years. Oh my god, 2 years. Anyway, so this is a adventure map based on Mario, as you could probably tell by the giant Peach's castle and just the overall vibe of the world. You can tell it's a pretty big map. And today we're gonna be not really building anything. Well, obviously we will, but we're going to be going down here to my personally favourite location, Solar Jungle, which is what we've been building for about 3 weeks now, and it's turning out very nicely. You've got the goat. It doesn't really have a name, it's just a piranha plant, but you've got just everything that you really need in Solar Jungle. You've got the poison lava. Right, I'm gonna turn off my shaders just because FPS. But oh, my goat. I don't know his name, but he's my goat. With the glowing lava, it's easy to see at night time. And pretty much what we're doing today is we are going to be, well, not really today, over the course of the next couple of days, we're going to be working and finishing this location because I want to move on to something else. So, what I've created here is a little diagram of how things are gonna work. So the plan is, this is a giant poison lake. You have the rest of this, so jump here. This is something else. This is going to be the temple of PD Piranha, who Bro is. This is his temple, surrounded by a giant mountain, which will go to something else later. And here is Solar Jungle. So what we have so far is there are these 3 giant trees, and they indicate temples that you need to find. There are 3 of them to unlock 3 parts of the bridge, because there's going to be a barrier surrounding this, so you have to go through the bridge, and basically each temple will unlock a different part of the bridge. So, the first part of the bridge that lowers is controlled by the goop that he, spews out of his throat. And you go to that temple, and once you activate the quote-unquote goop generator thing, it will then power this bridge and it will lower it. The second part of the bridge is controlled by the jungle's or PD's ivy, and what you need to do is you need to go to that temple and you need to kill the poison ivy plant that's controlling the ivy that's holding up this bridge. And then the last part, I have no idea, I'll probably come up with it at some point, but I have no idea what the third part of the bridge will be, because it needs to be something that's like PT Piranha / poison themed. I have no idea. But anyway, that's the basic gist of everything. So here is the first temple that will unlock the first part of the bridge. So there are multiple of these. See, there's 2 trees there, and there's one that's all the way back over there. So this is the first temple. The trees indicate them, and you'll see there's more glowy here, and there's the first temple. So you run in here. This is the temple that is the goop. So you jump down here, go through here. The first gate requires a goop source, and then here we have what's kind of like the source of the goop. And pretty much this is a pretty basic one. You need to just press all 3 levers. So if we, for example, just press this, that's not going to do anything. But if we pull all 3 of the levers, they'll then pull down this little wall that all the goop is then going to flow down from. And now we press the button, we'll make a little sound, and that's going to connect through a redstone link down here that's going to lower that part of the bridge. So over here we have the second temple. We go down here and there is a castle. So if we run in here, usually there's a button here, but this time there's a pit. So jump down here and there's the second temple. So you run through here. The second gate is controlled by the ivy, or the poison ivy from inside. And this is a Venus flytrap kind of inspired giant piranha plant, and this is the arena. It's the kind of hive of all the poison piranha plants. And this is what we're going to be working on for the first part of today. We need to make this more of a challenge, because right now all you do is you run up here, climb up this tendril of it, getting through to, there's a little, you run up here, and there's a little indicator that says getting too close to the ivy will poison you. Be quick. So you climb up these vines, go across, and then you jump onto the poison ivy, and you realize you now have nausea and poison. So if you're in survival mode, you're gonna want to be quick. I'm actually gonna go into survival now. See, we're slowly taking poison damage, so we want to maneuver as quickly as we can down its throat. I don't know. It's the thing at the back of the throat. You jump down here. You don't have the effect anymore. And you've now entered the stomach / heart of the ivy. You jump across here, go up, and you press this button. And you killed the ivy, and now the entrance has been blocked off. You can't go back down there. It works, it does the job, but it doesn't feel like a challenge. So what we're gonna do, so we want to make this feel more like a fight. So what we're probably gonna do is I'm gonna start off by making like a chaser. Gonna start by making a kind of like barrier wall here, and the challenge will be like, I think the idea is that you'll like navigate up to these upper levels, and then there'll be like maybe some parkour you have to do, and you have to avoid like, I have an idea that these piranha plants can shoot out like some poison particles that damage you and like give you poison and all that, and then there's like also like just geysers that kind of like hit you, and you'll do some kind of maneuvering around the area before jumping over the vine wall and being able to actually get to the ivy. So that's what we're gonna do first. So I'm kind of messing with the particles right now. I have no idea what I'm making, but it looks kind of cool. I'm not gonna lie. If I decrease the amount of particles, just make it like 50. Okay, what about just 5? I mean, Alex. Right now, I'm trying to get the because my idea is I'm gonna have display entities of spore blossoms be flipped, and they're gonna be on the ground, and pretty much what it's gonna be is they're gonna be on the ground, and these are gonna like shoot out on like a redstone clock, like a beam, not really a beam, but like a cloud of green particles, and if you interact with them, you'll take poison damage and you'll gain nausea. So they're kind of like obstacles to like weave around, and then I'm gonna do the same kind of beam, except I'm gonna have them come out of certain piranha plants' mouths, and they're gonna be like purple, kind of like poison spit that you have to avoid, and that will give you like probably like, it will just do the same effect, but it'll be like, it will give like instant damage. Okay, I've like kind of figured it out in terms of the piranha plants. So I've got like a beam. If I change this so it's going sideways like that, then also make like I'll be using this to make like the cloud, because if I increase I make this all 2, it's gonna make a bot like that, and if this all becomes 1, it's a much like condensed cloud, and then I can also change how like random it is by just increasing these values, so I can make it cooler and then more sporadic around. So that's that done. I'm gonna copy this over, and I'm gonna change these colors to be green. Right, so I've got the spore blossom dust down, and I've connected it to a redstone clock, so now we flip this on and make the delay a lot more. Then every now and again, this spore blossom kind of cloud will come out of the ground, and now I need to hook this up to a command block that will detect if you're touching a particle, and if you are, I think I can change it to be a certain particle as well. If you are, then it will give you the effects. Alright, so I've got something down. So I figured out you can't detect if the player is inside of particles. So I've kind of worked around it. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to mark underneath the thing where each of the spore blossom particle things are coming out of, and there will be a spore blossom a block beneath that. What it's going to do is within Dust Camp, which is right now it's a 3x3 area, so within 3x3 zone, you're standing, or if you're basically near the Spore Blossom, you will get the effect. So what I can probably do is the exact same thing, so let's do this. So now within this 3x3 zone, I will get Absorption, but the problem is that's worldwide. I want it to be within the zone. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make a command block that's gonna detect if the player is within this area. So it shouldn't be that difficult actually. If I grab the middle point, okay, so that's now detecting constantly if the player is within a certain radius, but we need to actually check if it's working first. So we're gonna lead it into this. It's gonna effect give ESD. Give asphalt sprint 1-1. So if I go here and I get close to the center, right, good, right, now, alright, so now that is theoretically working. So if we go in here, we won't get the effects, but now if we place down a Spore Blossom and we go above it, there we go, we now get blindness, nausea, and poison. What we technically can do now is scatter these across. We can scatter this command block around with this system here. So run over here, we can see there's Spore Blossom in the ground and it's emitting these little particles. If we go near it, then we get blindness, nausea, and poison. And then there's, so I scattered them in the locations where you're primarily going to be traversing, because I need to add the vine wall here that's barricading off this section, but I also need to make it still visible so you can see this dude. Not the greatest thing ever, but it works. So these all work. Now I'm going to go into survival after playtesters. So you get near these, you get Absorption for some reason. I need to get rid of that command block, okay? So you get blindness, nausea, and poison by getting near those things, and then you see there's an updraft here. You go on it and you get launched up. Now I need to increase the density of this so it's a bit harder to see, although it's not meant to be that difficult at all. So you basically just do some basic ass parkour, jump over here. This part you pretty much can't avoid, you will get blinded here. Gotta make it across here without really dying. Get pulled up by the updraft, jump onto this little leaf here, jump over here, and then you made it. It's better than it was before instead of just running over it. Now there's like something to do. Again, it's not the greatest ever. That's fine. We're pretty much, other than some more little tweaks, this is pretty much done, and we can move on to final temple, which I need to actually brainstorm an idea for, because I still have no idea what it's going to be. That is this boss arena thing pretty much done, so we can move on to whatever I have come up with next at the time, because right now I still have zero clue